So it didn't quite go the way that either team in this game would have wanted things to go. St Mirren did everything that they could to secure that final European place after having an amazing post-split run. But regardless of whether the James Forrest goal goes in at the end of this game or not, Dundee United managing to beat Aberdeen completely stopped those chances, which is a shame for St Mirren. They've played really well post split. And unfortunately, from Aberdeen's point of view, it actually sees them drop down to fifth place, which was the biggest result in the top six fixtures today. Of course, the bottom six fixtures happening tomorrow, with our playoff happening on Thursday, or our first leg of the playoff happening on Thursday the next coming week. But in this game in particular, wasn't the most entertaining game of the season. St Mirren really resolute in their defence for almost the entire game, with the exception of the beginning where Hemming spilled the ball a couple of times and then took a bit of a knock to the head, and that was able to stunt Celtic's momentum a little bit. And right at the very end, of course, when James Forrest scored. But in the game, their resolute defending paid off when they got a set piece at the beginning of the second half, which was sent into the box. Broke to Ayunga, who takes a nice touch to kill it and then sends it into the back of the net. A little bit of a deflection that maybe helped take it away from Schmeichel, but St Mirren, at that point, they were at least deserving to be drawing, and they found themselves in the lead. And at that point in time as well, Aberdeen were beating Dundee United, so it looked as though St Mirren were going to achieve that final European spot for the second season in a row. Unfortunately, though, like I said earlier, Dundee United came from 1-0 down against Aberdeen to make it 2-1. Well, unfortunately, from a St Mirren point of view, anyway, so there's nothing they could have done in this game. Even a win wouldn't have been enough, as long as Dundee United won the game. But it'll be interesting to see the Aberdeen reaction, to be fair, because obviously at one point it looked as though they might have split Celtic and Rangers, and then they went on that absolutely horrific run. But it's still, should have been third place secured. I mean, the swinging points between them and HIBS, and then them and Dundee United as well, it's just unacceptable, really. For it, they need the cup final now, a win there to guarantee Europe, but their confidence appears to be on the floor from the last few games, so we'll see what comes of that next weekend. James Forrest, of course, does manage to, with near enough the last kick of the game, get his goal, which sees him score in 16 consecutive seasons. We'll see if he's still able to do it next season, maybe not leaving it quite as late, potentially. He, of course, became Celtic's most decorated player of all time this season, and he might be able to add to that next weekend with the Scottish Cup, potentially. We'll see how that goes. In the other kick-off for the top six fixtures, we had Rangers against Hibs, which apparently had a fair bit of controversy surrounding it for one incident in particular, where the ball appeared to be in the back of the net from the viewings I've seen on Twitter anyway. Nick Walsh doesn't give it, VAR doesn't give it. We, of course, don't have goal line technology. And Hibs go up the park and score to make it 1-1. It, of course, was a nothing game, but you really are worried when decisions like this can occur with not only the linesman, who appeared to be in great view to be able to see it, but with VAR being there. Apparently they said that there was no conclusive evidence. Of course, at Easter Road this season, there was the controversy with the Alistair Johnson one, but this one, to me, appears to be clear as day over the line. It nearly hits the side netting. So it's worrying that decisions like this can happen. Yes, the game didn't mean anything in terms of league standings. The game actually finished 2-2, of course. Martin Boyle with the final goal of the game. Kieran Bowie scored the one beforehand for Hibs, and Dessers and Raskin with the Rangers goals in the game. But you still want to see these decisions being correct. It's and Nick Walsh has been at the heart of a few big decisions that were wrong this season. So it'll be interesting to see the VAR review with it, the explanation that's given by Willie Collum. But it is a poor decision, and I think there would be even more uproar about it had the game actually meant something in the grand scheme of things. But it shouldn't need to mean something for it to be brought up. It's like when teams win games, but there's a horrible decision in there, and it doesn't seem to be brought up as much because it didn't impact the result. Regardless of that, it should be stamped out. The refereeing quality in Scotland, it's no secret that everybody knows it's not of the greatest quality, and there doesn't appear to be much happening to help improve it as well. Not to mention that we don't appear to have all the angles for VAR to work properly as well at times, so it's just not great from the refereeing side of things in particular. So, interesting finish to the top 6 season anyway. James Forrest gets his goal to take him to 16 consecutive seasons. Dundee United pipping Aberdeen to 4th place on the last day of the season for them. St Mirren, unlucky not to get a European place. Maybe if they had held out for a win here and held out for a win against Rangers as well, well, there's no maybe about it, they would be in those European places. But, you know, a very, very good post-split campaign from them. I thought as soon as 6th place was confirmed, whoever finished 6th was just going to finish 6th there, and they did, but to take it to the wire, I didn't expect to happen. Of course, tomorrow, the big bits are to do with the fact who is going to be the team that Livingston are playing on Thursday. Is it going to be Ross County or is it going to be Dundee? We will find that out tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new around here, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.